I found something online that was rather interesting, and it was the Stop Trump Summit. It's a summit in an organization full of people that absolutely want to do whatever it takes to prevent Trump from getting in office. I'm all in. Hand up. Yes, count me in. Whatever it takes. Legally, of course. And so this summit is kind of like coming up with ideas and suggestions and looking at what can be done, getting out on the ground and making people understand that this man is not a good idea to be president. He's out of control. He's disgusting. He needs to be put in jail. On and on and on. What can we do to prevent this man from getting in that White House again? Because he is dangerous. He is not a person. He's not a well person. He's not a sane person. He's a narcissistic criminal. And how can we possibly get this man in the White House one more time? I don't get how we're in this situation talking about this. I don't get right now how he can have the poll numbers that he does. It seems like it's so bizarre after what we've gone through during his 2016 run with 4 years of him in that White House, the disaster. We almost lost our Constitution. We almost lost democracy. And yet, here I am sitting here discussing trying to prevent Donald Trump from getting in the White House again. And what I don't get is there are millions of people out there that worship this man. They believe he's the second coming. These are strong, radical cult members that want to see this man in the White House again. We have congressmen and senators that have infiltrated the Senate and Congress to support this man from getting into the White House again. I can't believe we're in this situation. I can't believe that there has to be a summit to try to stop Trump from getting into the White House. And I can't believe that there's a good chance that in 2024, this man is going to be president again. It's so bizarre to me. I don't get it. But this summit, they had a lot of great ideas. They had a lot of interaction. They had a lot of people there. It's a very positive and progressive summit that they're trying to get things implemented and moving forward to doing whatever it takes to keep Trump out of the White House. And they were given a few seconds at the end of this to kind of give some good news about this and what they think that can be done to prevent Trump from getting into office. And this is how they closed the summit for that particular day.
And there's also an unwillingness to admit error, because when you're wrong with Donald Trump, you're really wrong. Okay, and if around dinner tables across the country, they don't want to talk about Trump. The people who support Trump don't really want to talk about Trump because they don't want to face the truth about him that they know deep down. And I think that's part of what you're seeing when you see these polls that say that he has this constant support, and they're going to support him over DeSantis and all these other people. But at some point, I think there's an exhaustion among some percentage of that that at the end it's going to fall away.
So if we get a trial before the Republican convention, let's say, and a conviction, will that affect what happens to him politically? Just because we're nearing the end here, and I wonder what people think about that. In the general election?
I think we're in very uncharted territory there. You would think that should be the end of it, but it may not be. And nothing prevents Donald Trump, while incarcerated, from serving as President of the United States.
Right.
That's a very important point people shouldn't lose. George makes a very important point, by the way. Donald Trump's the greatest con artist in the history of the world. And one of the most difficult things in the world for victims of a con is to admit it, because you're then essentially saying, oh, I was stupid. Yeah. And that's a real fundamental thing helping him.
Absolutely.
Denial.
It is the most important thing, helping him. But I'll go back to your point about don't have much time left, about whether he can serve incarcerated. No, he wouldn't have to serve incarcerated. If he's elected president of the United States, I believe that under the Constitution, they'd have to spring him whether he's in a Georgia state prison or in a federal prison, because he's president. And you simply can't,
Okay.
you can't restrict him from.
You could defer a
You could
sentence.
defer a sentence, you could do that, but you have to spring him.
Okay.
But being a
you have
convicted
these
felon doesn't
OLC
stop
memos that you all know. The OLC, the Office of Legal Counsel in the Department of Justice, has basically said a sitting president can't go on trial.
Right.
I'm not sure that's right, but I'm pretty sure that no court is going to hold that you can incarcerate a sitting president of the
All
United
right.
States.
We have 30 seconds. I need some hope for this audience, okay? Because
So what?
some hope. A word of
Get
encouragement.
out the vote. You win elections when you get out the vote.
Well, I don't know. I've been the voice of doom and gloom and lack of hope for the entire panel, so I'm going to try to summon some hope. I mean, I really do think the vast majority of American people, when they focus on it, are not interested in these, sort of tribal warfare, and they really do care about rule of law values. It's just harder message to send, so I think that the more that we send that, the better.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Just keep hammering away. This man is a sick man. He's deranged. He's delusional. He is demented. You have to just point it out and never stop.
Yeah,
Okay?
you're gonna, right. So you all have your marching orders.